Chosen one, I don't ever get too far. Woo. And my mama said I'm special. If I don't trust you, shoot your metro. Future looking bright, nigga, got that glow. Professor X, nigga, all the gifts I show. My life like a movie shot off the hit show. Me and blessed hands make a bitch get low. James Willis, DJ CEO. Dave hit record, now we on beast mode. Let's go.
Welcome back to the Hit Show podcast. I got a special guest in the building, Jonathan Leffridge. He's back with us. Y'all see the subject below. What is providing? A little back and forth we've been doing on Facebook. And I just have to say, pretty much, it's a lot of back and forth. You know, it's a little controversial. I put a post up. I reposted something, regarding Lil Uzi and JT. It was a long post. And pretty much, a lot of people didn't agree. Some did. But it was just a post saying pretty much that he, when she was incarcerated, he pulled up to her, picked her up from jail. With a bag full of money, told her she didn't have to worry about nothing, had to pay no bills, she could move in with him and all this. And I kind of disagreed with it because I was like, well, the easiest way to get the woman you want is to get her when she's broke and vulnerable. You know what I'm saying? And a lot of people didn't agree, and then a lot of the women, of course, agreed. Oh, yeah, well, that's what he's supposed to do. I'm like, okay, well, y'all looking for a trick. And tricking and providing, to me, even though I say it's the same thing when you do it, how you do it, that's more of a trick move to me. That's my opinion and how I feel about it. Of course, the women going to disagree. But that's what it is. You know what I'm saying? If you in jail, you at the bottom of the barrel. You can't get no lower than jail. You know what I'm saying? You in jail, you ain't making no money sitting in there, and you definitely ain't going to have none when you come out. You know what I'm saying? Unless you got somebody running your business or something, but a lot of people, disagree with it. And I'm just saying, what is providing? You know what I'm saying? What actually is providing? That's what I want to know. So I brought Jonathan on because me and Jonathan go back and forth a lot about tricking, providing. Me and him kind of see eye to eye on that thing. Not just because we're men, but he has a different opinion than I do about a lot of things. We don't always agree on something, but we like to talk about it. So I need to get on that post. Jonathan was going in on y'all a little bit, and I told him don't go so hard on him. That's their opinion. But I understood where he was coming from, because as a man, see, he was raised like I was by his grandfather. Those men provided for their families. They took pride into making sure that their household was intact and their family was taken care of. And I understand what providing is, but it's a certain way you do it. And Jonathan, me and you came up the same way with men that provided. They didn't trick, they provided. You know what I'm saying? And even though I say tricking and providing is the same thing, what we were showed was really the providing way, right? This guy just came out straight, that's a trick move. That's just my opinion. But go ahead, Jonathan. I'm just trying to make sense of the situation.
So the way I look at it kind of is like, it's kind of like a day and age. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, we all had that song, it ain't tricking if you got it, X, Y, Z. But regardless of if you got it or if you don't, it's still tricking. Because a lot of these dudes, they allowed their money to talk for them instead of actually having a conversation, which is why you see our divorce rate so high, which is why you see you see relationships not working, you see people going back and forth because it's not the same as what it was before. So, and with these ladies, like they've gotten so accustomed to niggas leave with their money. I mean, we can even start with how cats go to the bar. You know what I'm saying? They standing at the bar and, they like, oh, you know what I'm saying, baby, let me buy you a drink. Some chicks will think that shit's cute, but at the end of the day, he ain't ask you what your name was. He ain't ask you what you like to do. He ain't have a conversation with you. He ain't trying to build with you. He ain't trying to do nothing with you. He just trying to buy your panties. So when I say tricking, I look at aspects of tricking. Was this tricking? Absolutely, it was tricking because it's one thing to capture somebody at their low, but we all know if you capture somebody at their low, when they get to their peak again, they're gonna walk away. You know what I'm saying? We're talking about a dude who is not really. He don't got it like he don't got it like Jay-Z got it. Like what I'm spending ain't gonna hurt me. We're not looking at somebody that's like really out here in the industry no more. We're not looking at that. You know what I'm saying? It looks cute. That's all it is. It's cute. But at the end of the day, if I want somebody to respect me, I have to have a level of respect for them. So when I'm looking at providing, I'm looking at, okay, I provide for my house. But if I'm gonna take a woman in and you ain't gotta work, you ain't gotta do none of that other shit, you gotta have a hustle because if something happened to me, you gotta carry this shit on. You gotta be able to carry on what I've already started for you. So you can't just sit on your ass and do absolutely nothing while I'm out here busting my ass all day. That is not providing. You're providing her with freedom to do absolutely nothing and to take advantage of you when you hit your low. Because God forbid he falls off, she's gonna leave because she ain't got shit.
Right.
No, people want to start from especially in our culture, people want to start from the bottom and see their way get to the top. People don't want to start at the top and go to the bottom and try to have to figure out how to climb this ladder again because it's a hard ladder to climb when you do that. So I think I totally 100% think this nigga's a trick, and it plays a lot into society and the way it is now.
Got you. And I'm glad you explained it that way because you broke down the difference of the providing and tricking. And people nowadays like to say that's providing, especially more of the women when they know, but like behind closed doors, I got a lot of female friends. They'll say on the internet shit, oh, it's providing. But if me and her, we having a conversation with me, one of my female friends, she's like, nah, that nigga a trick. You know, so pretty much, you know what I'm saying? So they say behind closed doors, oh yeah, he a trick. But like online and shit, they'll say, oh no, he's providing. But behind closed doors, they call him a trick.
But they're calling him a trick because so this is just my thing. They calling him a trick because they don't got no respect for him.
Okay.
Like you can't call a man that's providing a trick because if I'm providing, like I tell people all the time, I have no problem paying bills because they have to be paid anyway. There's no ifs, ands, or buts about it. If you live by yourself, you got to pay your rent, your lights, power, and water, and gas. You got to pay that. You know what I'm saying? So, the problem if somebody come in and I'm paying all the bills because I was doing it anyway. Where it comes tricking is when you start doing all that shit from the beginning and you don't even know this person. You just see a visual and you see something that you want from that. You have no relationship with that person. For a man, the woman also has to prove herself that you are worthy to have my offspring and to have access to living a more comfortable life. I'm not just gonna meet you on the stream like, damn, she got a fat ass, that's wifey. Nah, nigga, you a trick ass nigga because you just saw something that you have no idea about and you went out there and bought it. You're paying for it, but y'all don't have a bond to where if something happens, where's your fallback? Are you gonna be killing yourself out here trying to provide for something that you don't know shit about?
Exactly.
Yeah.
No, you're exactly right. So this is the picture right here. Okay, this is some of they pictures together. And I'm not saying they not a cute couple. They might like each other. I hope they do. I just think he approached it the wrong way. What do you think, Dears?
I don't know if y'all said this saying yet, but it ain't tricking if you got it, right? So
It is
he got
tricky.
it. I don't know. He got it and they dating. So in that instance, I don't necessarily see the problem with him doing it. But your every average day nigga, if you got to do this much shit to keep your woman, that's tricking for real. But if you got it like that, it's just spoiling. I would assume that's what he's doing for her, and
Yeah, but
it go vice versa because she buy him stuff all the time. She buy him tricked out 4-wheelers and cars and stuff. So it ain't like it's one sided with the providing, if you will, of gifts. I think with Uzi and JT, it's a little bit more balanced than your everyday average trick who just paying for everything, buying for everything, because that's the only way he gonna keep this woman.
the problem is, if he want to keep her, he got to keep tricking though. That's the problem. So if
I don't think he do in this sense because his woman gonna match his energy. But you right though, if any regular nigga, or anybody else, for instance, if she wasn't matching his energy and he continued to carry on with the providing of all the gifts and paying of all the bills, then yeah, he tricking. But she do her part.
I hope so. If not, then he didn't set himself up. Go ahead, Jonathan.
I see it as that's kind of what I said from the beginning. Like I see it as a lifestyle. I see it as a lifestyle at this point because part of my problem is, nigga, you led with your money first. You know what I'm saying? You led with your money first. Now I don't know what led up to it. Like I don't know if they was talking in jail, while she was in jail, and what kind of conversation or anything that went on. So I'm looking at it from the outside looking in. And from the outside looking in, this is the fact that outside looking in, you led with your money. So the other outside looking in is, nigga, it's not like you a hot artist though. Ain't nobody buying your shit, bro. So eventually, you know what I'm saying, money runs out. You know what I'm saying? You and keep in mind, I'm not taking nothing away from JT because she got her thing too. She get money too. But eventually that shit runs out because now he don't got hit money. Like he don't got like, this is Jeezy and he always got hits. You talking about a nigga who hit and miss all the time. So eventually the money's gonna run out. My thing is, if the money runs out, if your fame runs out, if your popularity runs out, what do you have after that? Because if you don't have anything to fall back on after that, you can't buy love. You know what I'm saying? You can buy a luxury life. You can buy something and you can make somebody comfortable, but you cannot buy love. Like, is this love or is this, okay, we comfortable, we ain't wanting for nothing right now, we good at this moment. And I hope the hustle keep going on. I love seeing black love. I like seeing black true love though. There's a difference between loving somebody and being in love with somebody.
And just knowing like Uzi's personality, just from seeing what happens with him in the media and the tabloid, like I could tell he controlling. So a lot of times when you providing, aka paying for all the bills and buying up, there's a sense of control in doing that too. So it could be that, you know what I'm saying? There's a lot of different, I don't know their personal life. So I'm just trying to psychoanalyze from the outside looking in. But I know he's very controlling. So people that provide the lifestyle for you and handle all the bills and do things, they got a sense of control over you too.
Mm-hmm.
But
and there's a lot of women that like that control.
Yeah,
a lot of women.
It's security.
A lot of women like
because
that.
To them it's security. Yeah. It ain't necessarily control all the times.
Absolutely, but I always say it like this: like, people have to really they really have to know what kind of king they're looking for. A lot of women think that that's cool until the motherfucker tell you what you can wear, what you can't wear, where you can go, where you can't go. You can't hang out with this person. You can't hang out. A lot of women think that that's cool. A lot of women think that that's a man. Like, oh yeah, he's telling me he's leading me, but that's not really leading. That's just a nigga that just is providing with his money. And at the end of the day, what does it mean?
Well, if you just providing with money only, you're not providing. You just tricking on a lifestyle. Providing doesn't always mean just finances. Providing means you could be providing knowledge. You could be providing security. You know what I'm saying? You don't just
But we
provide.
said that
You can't just
we've
lead
said
with
that
your
before, James.
pockets, huh?
You absolutely right. We said that before on podcasts, but you know, it's always that money talks. Like, you know, women like that shit. They like that. Oh, he got money, he got bread, but y'all don't think of the
Mm-hmm.
inner. Y'all think that money and that bread means this motherfucker got something. But I tell people all the time, you could get robbed tomorrow and be butt naked. What you got from there? You know what I'm saying? They don't think about that shit. They think about, oh, he works every day. But I told one of my employees today, I was like, listen. She's like, oh, he work every day. He out there hustling. I said, but if I take my gun and I put it in his mouth and I make him give me everything he got, and I extort the fuck out of this nigga, what do you got? Like, because not only did I take everything you got, but I now made you look weak in front of your woman. I done took your manhood in front of your woman. You can't be strong around this woman no more. What do you have? You know what I'm saying? So people have to look at, without the money, what internally does that person have? If they don't have anything if they don't have a great personality, you can't talk to them, you can't build with them, you can't go nowhere with them. The only thing that they got is money. Then you a trick, because that's all you got.
And that's my point. See, that's my point with all these simps and tricks, but they call it providing. No, that's why they have different terms and definitions for each one. You
Mm-hmm.
fit into one. You know, you either a trick, simp, or you're a provider. Most of them think they provide, but most of them really are simps and tricks. It's just me being honest. If you leading with your pocket, you gonna be a simp or you're a trick. If you're leading with your pocket,
So
that's
to me, there's clear definitions of each of these things. A provider is established that you're the provider, what you says goes, and pretty much you got control of all the finances and everything. A trick would be somebody who literally has to pay you to get sex out of you, or or sexual reward out of the finances they're providing for you. And a simp ain't getting nothing. That motherfucker just getting played, getting used, and he's still providing all his finances, and you
exactly.
can get money out of them, all that. So that's kind of how I would define these three different terms, but they are all similar.
They're very similar, but I also look at like the way women are in the world today. They're very materialistic, you know, on down to how they want to live and what they want to wear. Like, I was just telling the chick the other day, like, I was like, do you know what the difference is between buying a real Coach purse, buying real Jordans, and buying a knockoff? And she was like, what do you mean? I was like, there's no difference in none of them. If you buy a Coach purse from Macy's and you pay $700 on it, and then your homegirl, she go to Muhammad's corner store and she bought the same exact purse that looked like your purse. All essentially, that's a Coach purse. There's no difference. It's a Coach purse. There's no difference between buying the Jordans back in the day and buying the retros now. We can say the retros aren't the real Jordans because they're not. But they are the real Jordans because they are Jordans. So
I get you.
Essentially, at the end of the day, when you break it down, what's the difference between a trick and a simp and a provider? The only main difference is that the provider is doing it out of love. He's not doing it out of lust, and he's not doing it out of financial gain. He is doing it out of love. Now, simp ass niggas and tricks, they the same motherfucking nigga, because eventually it's going to be a bitch that they can pay to get some pussy, because that's all they doing it for. They doing it for control, and they doing it for pussy.
I got a question.
The only difference between the trick is doing it for more of a control thing, more of clout, more of, oh, I got some arm candy. And the simp nigga, he just don't know how to go about hollering at the chick and really getting in. And that could be trained, but that's the difference.
Okay. What if the provider's providing out of love, but she's not receiving it as love? She's receiving it as pretty much, I know he loved me, I don't love him, but I love the benefits of what he can do for me. Wouldn't
That's,
that still be tricking if
that
she's not receiving it as love?
that's not providing. That's a trick. He's a trick. He know.
I was just about to say you
We
tricking
know
at that point.
Yeah, we know the difference. Because if a
Tricking
woman
at that
loves
point.
you, she's gonna be a nurturer to you. She's not just nurturing of your body, but of your mental and everything. Like, she's gonna be providing back to you. If she ain't giving you nothing back and you just giving, oh nigga, you a trick. You ain't a provider. You want to be a provider, but you don't know how about going about doing it. So at that point, you a trick.
Yes, you. All right, y'all make sure y'all leave us a comment because we had to get this whole tricking provided straightened out because I just see so many comments of women saying it's all providing and they don't know they know the difference behind closed doors, but online they say, oh, it's providing. No, damn well it ain't providing. It ain't providing.
They
But
don't want to
But a
feel
lot
like
of women
they
don't work though.
prostituting or they selling their body for any material gain. So
but that's what it is because you gotta think of it. We gotta be honest. If a man is providing for you, a man is, and I've said this before, the reason why men provide, they want you to be comfortable so they can get what they want out of you consistently. So there's really no difference. Tricking is the same thing. You're providing something to get something from her consistently. The only difference is providing is more, they use the term providing more when you're in a relationship or you're married. But it's the same thing. You're doing it so she's comfortable and you get what you want out of her. Let's just be honest. That's really what it is. That's what it
No,
is.
I think it's different.
It ain't no different. The reason why it's not different because men, we're looking for the same thing. Whether we're tricking or providing, we're still looking to get the same attention out of you. Whether we're doing it from the outside or the inside, we're looking to get the same thing out of you. That's why we're doing it, for attention. That's all it is. It might be a different term,
No,
but
I
we all trying to
disagree.
get the same result.
I disagree.
Let me hear.
I disagree.
Let me hear it.
I disagree because when you're a provider, like you said, provider comes in aspects like we're feeding each other. So I'm not just, when you're a provider, there's a mutual respect. I respect you as a woman, you respect me as a man. And the intimacy physically, mentally, and spiritually is different because we're providing for each other. Like men want the pussy, bitches want the dick. Is no difference in that aspect. But when you are providing, you're providing for each other. When you're a trick, nigga, you tricking. You know this woman don't want nothing to really do with you except for your money. And let's just be honest. Let's just cut to the motherfucker honest point. The reason this shit became famous was because it was so many unattractive motherfuckers that was in the rap industry that could only be tricks, and that's a fact. Look at Lil Wayne. Lil Wayne always looked like a fucked up avatar. He ain't never been an attractive motherfucker ever. So he gotta buy pussy because if he wasn't famous, if there was no nigga that looked like Lil Wayne that was famous, he'd just be an ugly ass kid from the projects. Look at all these motherfuckers that be talking about tricking. Jay-Z is another example. That's an ugly motherfucker. Facts. He's an ugly motherfucker. You not getting no pussy unless your name is Jay-Z and you can pay for it. That's a fact. So niggas that talk like that are niggas that was ordinary. That back in the day, you wasn't getting no pussy or you was taking one for the fucking team. But when you provide, that woman loves you and you love that woman as a whole. When you a trick, you love paying for the pussy and buying purses so she'll fuck you. That's a difference.
Sounds good, but it's still all the same. I don't give a damn. Because we looking to get the same thing out of it. Whether I'm tricking, I'm providing, I'm the side dude, I'm the main dude, or I'm the guy trying to get attention. We all trying to get the same thing consistently. I know most of y'all gonna disagree with me. I don't give a damn.
But tricks don't try to get the same thing consistently from the same woman. He
No, they
get the
don't.
same thing until it's worn out. But somebody that's providing is looking at it for longevity. Tricks, they look at it because you know what, I can buy this bitch until the pussy wear out, and then I can buy another bitch. But when you are a provider, you want longevity with that person, and they want longevity with you. It's a big difference. Because if I'm tricking, bitch, you're not coming to live in my house. I'm gonna call you when I fucking want some pussy and I got something for you. But you ain't come to fucking stay here.
I don't know. Trick might let you move in if he gonna get what he want to get out of you.
Hey, do you remember the movie? Do you remember the movie The Mac?
You know, I think I seen him once.
Yeah.
Man, you gotta watch the movie The Mac. That nigga told Goldie, he was like, bro, you a rest haven for hoes. These niggas is rest havens. Because you gotta think about it, man. A lot of women are tired of working. So they want somebody that's gonna buy them this and buy them that and do this and take over. That's not providing. That is a nigga that, oh, he really ain't really attractive, but he gonna show me this and he gonna do this for me. Look at the bitches taking trips with these niggas. They be old ass, dirty ass white men. They old, fat, nasty, big titty ass fucking fat niggas. They can't get no. If this nigga was walking down the street with his shirt off, ain't no bitch gonna be looking at him like, I think he might be a great provider. Nah, she gonna look at that nigga like a trick ass nigga, and he gonna be going to buy the pussy like he normally do.
So it's
you gotta make you have to make a man that's providing wants to provide because he respects that woman and she respects him and she shows it to him.
Yeah.
A man that's tricking, he just wants some pussy. He ain't trying to be with her forever. He just want to fuck. He just got some money that he can cash out a little bit to get his rocks off, but he ain't gonna provide for her. He might provide some gifts for her. He might buy a purse for her. He might get her hair done. He might get her nail done, but he ain't trying to buy her no land, elevate her career,
and tricking,
and get to a
niggas
next.
that's
He
tricking
do that
is
because he's
low-key messing it up for everybody, though. You know what I'm saying? Because they giving these women false sense of hope, or just they giving the women the go ahead to be like, well, this is just how men are out here. Like that is material. And the real niggas who are trying to be providers you gotta kind of dig through the trash, if you will. Not to call any women trash, but you gotta go through some things to find a woman that's not necessarily trying to get you for your material. Because a provider will provide for a woman. Especially, it's easier to when you know that's not what she's all there for. You know what I'm saying? She loves you for more than what materials or finances you could provide for her. So I feel you.
How do the women, Jonathan, because the way you broke it down, tricking is just for me to get something out of you sexually, providing means I'm doing it out of love. So how do the women differentiate the different men, that how can they truly identify who is the trick and who is the provider? Because because when I'm reading these comments online, anytime I say anything about a man tricking and providing, it's pretty much no matter how I say it. If I say he's doing this as a trick, they always say he's providing. They don't know the difference.
So for me, this is how I break it down to everybody else. I'm a 70s baby. I was raised in the 80s and 90s.
Okay.
So when you talk to a woman back then, it was a different level of morals, because when you go out and talk to a woman back then, you gotta know the woman. Like, you met a woman you met a woman at the mall or something like that. You gotta go up to her and talk to her. You gotta have a conversation. So for me, I would say, at least from the conversation day one, like if the nigga walking up to you like, oh damn, you got a fat ass, like shit, you know what I'm saying? What's up with you? You know what this nigga is? He a trick. He ain't got no other conversation. He ain't walk up and introduce himself like, hey, how you doing? My name is John. You know what I'm saying? What's your name? Okay, that's what's up. You know what I'm saying? So how you doing today? Like, you know what I'm saying? He's not having a conversation with you. He's not even interested in you. He's interested in your physical, because that's what he said. Because when you go buy some shoes, you look at the shoe, you like, oh, them bitches look fly. I got something I can wear them with. It's the same thing. When you see a bitch, when you see a woman that's fine as fuck, and you know what I'm saying, the only thing you want to do is fuck her, like you're gonna approach her on a, you know what I'm saying, what can I do for you? You know what I'm saying, right now. But see, what part of the problem and part of the things that changed was that people started putting their money first. People started leading with their pockets instead of leading with themselves. Which is cool. Like every relationship is cool in the beginning. It's great in the beginning. But then you start noticing flaws and you start noticing things that you may not have seen in the beginning. And then you start to question yourself on whether, do I really like this person or am I just lusting for this person? And am I willing to deal with this? Because the true fact is that people, these niggas lead with their pocket first.
Yeah.
They lead with their first. They out there like, yeah, you know what I'm saying? Shit. You know what I'm saying? I'm trying to see what you're doing. You know what I'm saying? Oh, yeah. You know what I'm saying? I bought you a drink. You know what I'm saying? Let's go to Waffle House. You know what I'm saying? Let's go. You know what I'm saying? Let's go to the room. What did you learn from that person, though? You didn't learn shit. The only thing you learned is he could buy you a drink, afford to take you to Waffle House, and fuck you in a room. He ain't take you back to his house. Y'all ain't talk about what y'all want to do together, how y'all want to build together. Y'all ain't talk about none of that shit. So he treated you like the hoe that you was, and you allowed him to do it. And if you allow a man to do it, he gonna do it. He gonna take the opportunity. Why do I got to get to know you when I can buy you? I can rent you for 5 hours and be done with you. I don't have to talk to you the next day because I paid for what I wanted. But if I really want to get to know you, I'm talking to you like, so what you like to do for fun? Like, what you really like to do besides, you know what I'm saying, smoking and drinking and, you know, besides, you know what I'm saying, going to the mall and shopping? That's basic. But what do you like to do? Like, where you want to go in the future? Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, not even what your dreams are, but like, you know what I'm saying? What's your plans? Like, how would you want to expand your family and create your kingdom? These are questions that you need to ask if you want to procreate with somebody. But these women ain't never going to see it like that. Because women are tired of fucking working. They think that men ain't shit because the niggas that they come across them like that. And they accept it because they think that that's the only thing out there. But see, and I tell women all the time, this motherfuckers in your inbox right now that could probably love you better than any nigga loved you in your life. But you don't want to even take the motherfucking chance because they don't look like what you think they should look like. Oh, he don't live like this. He don't drive like that. Well, bitch, neither do you. But you gotta get there. You know what I'm saying? So they out the jump want somebody to create something from them. I had a chick tell me one day, I bullshit you not, James. I bullshit you not. So I work 6 miles from my house, but my car was in the shop. My job is a direct bus route from the dealership to my house. From my dealership to my job. It's a direct shot. So I was like, fuck it. I ain't about to pay $20 to take a fucking Uber. I just jump on a fucking bus and be right at work.
Right.
This bitch told me, she was like, yeah, I don't holler at niggas on the bus because, you know what I'm saying, you ain't got no car, I ain't got no car. So I looked at her, I was like, you know what? That's you the problem and you the reason why you single. I was like, because you prejudged me. Just because you see me get on the bus, you figured I ain't have shit. You figured I ain't have a car. You figured I ain't have shit. You figured I was the same person that you are. You don't know what the fuck I got. But you judged me just because you thought I was in the same situation as you. And my car in the shop, I was just catching a ride to go to work. That's the responsible thing. I had a chick tell my dude that he was, you ain't got no car. But that nigga take care of his 2 goddamn kids and catch the bus every day with groceries in his hands to provide for his kids. So how the fuck are you gonna tell me that this nigga ain't a great fucking provider? Because you looking for this nigga on some 28s in a 1983 fucking box Chevy with 6 different color paint jobs and shit, braids and a fucking mask on with a cheap ass fucking Glock talking about he is gangster ass nigga. That's what you looking for. You want a dark skinned nigga with dreads with a Glock. You know what I'm saying? You want to get fucked good, but you don't understand that not only is a nigga that's gonna love you, fuck you good, but he's gonna give you passionate fucking and he gonna take care of you, but they don't want that shit.
So it sounds
They
like
gotta
they want.
look different.
It sounds like you say they want the man to be fully assembled with everything, and there's no working together to get to a better place. You have to be fully assembled and fully financially stable, pretty much at the beginning.
But they don't get them men, James, and you know just like I know, they don't get them men. Them same men that they talking about, they want a man that got a house, a car, and all that other shit. No, you wind up being that nigga's mom. You wind up being that nigga's mom. You start dating a nigga that ain't got no a pot to piss in or the window throw it out. I'm thinking you gonna have some great love story that y'all gonna climb out of the motherfucking gutter. But at the end of the day, that nigga came to your motherfucking door broke as fuck. Didn't have a job, car, crib, pot to piss in or window throw it out and standing at your door with a motherfucking trash bag. And you think you're gonna build a life with this nigga. And then you talk about that nigga your king. And you got that nigga telling your kids what to do and the house that you paying for that he can't pay a fucking bill in. But then you sit up there, you the same motherfucker that sit there talking about niggas ain't shit. No. It's the
That's
niggas
control.
that you date that
That's
ain't
just
shit.
that's another form of control right there. It's just women, man, I don't care who it is. If they could get control of a person, that'll kind of overrule a lot of somebody's shortcomings or what they bring it to the table. Like that control is a motherfucker for real.
But the thing is, I'm glad you brought that up, okay? Because this is a question I like to ask people. To me, I'm not a control freak. Even if I pay all the bills, because I've been there, done that, I still want my woman's opinion. If I'm messing up, I need you to tell me I'm wrong. If I'm leading in the wrong direction, you need to tell me, and I will change it. But it's nowadays in 2023, we have to be honest. Women, ladies, I'm asking y'all a question. If a man pays for everything, can he have full control? I just want to know because y'all all say y'all want a man to do everything financially. If he pays for everything, can he control everything? Because I heard T.I. say this. He was like, well, if I pay for everything, I'm going to control everything. I don't see nothing wrong with it because if I have to take care of everything financially, I should be able to control everything. Is that
But
wrong
I
for
mean
asking?
that's really a bad example because T.I. ain't the money. Tiny is.
Huh?
I said that's a bad example because T.I. ain't the money. Tiny is.
How? T.I. worth way more than she is.
No, she not. No, he not.
What she got? She ain't
For
worth
one, she got
nowhere.
escape masters
Man,
and she
come on. That
ghostwrite
was
for a
in
lot of money.
1994. Man, come on, man. This nigga done went.
Escape's money is still like, and he
No.
ain't made a hit. He ain't made a hit in like 6 years.
Man, all his albums was platinum. He got 3 times more
None of
albums.
his albums. He only had 2 platinum albums.
Come
He had
on,
2
man.
platinum albums.
Come
The
on.
rest of them niggas.
Yeah, Jonathan, I think you reaching.
James, he done made 3 albums since
Tripping.
then, and he ain't hit shit.
Yeah, Jonathan, you
When
reaching.
was the last
I don't
time you
know
heard
if she
that nigga
got
on
more
the
money
radio?
than T.I. It's probably close, but I don't know if she got more.
No,
than
it
T.I.
ain't
right
close.
now.
It ain't close.
Initially, you right though. Initially, she had more money than him.
That nigga worth $100 million, man. $100 million.
She put that nigga on.
She put
She
him on.
did,
That's facts. Yeah.
He worth more than she is. I'm sorry. She worth more than he is.
T.I. took her income tax and flipped it masterfully. That's what he did.
Facts.
She put him on.
T.I., man, come on. You tripping on that one. I'm just saying, though. If I control if I pay for everything, can I control everything? I just want to know. And y'all see I pulled it up. It says net worth $50 million. $50 million. So is that what we gotta have to have control? We gotta have money like that? Or as long
But
as
that's his net worth. His bank account, though. That's just his net worth.
right.
That means all his assets combined is worth $50 million.
Exactly. That's not bad though. But
I ain't saying it's bad.
I tell you what though.
That's good. Wish I had me one M right now.
I'm looking up Tiny's net worth. It don't even say online. Oh,
It's
it
5
ain't
million.
nowhere near no 50 million. I can tell you that. But she
5
did put
million.
them on. You know, I'm not knocking her for that. She put them on.
Yeah, she put him on for sure.
But my thing is, once again,
Now, was that providing or tricking on Tiny's part?
no,
I think that was providing.
Tiny was that was a smart move on Tiny. She
That
knew.
was an investment, right?
Hell yeah, that was an investment, and she getting a nice return on her asset. She get a nice
Yeah.
ROA check every month, return on asset. So for all y'all that know about anything about investing, when you invest some money, you're supposed to get something either monthly, quarterly, semi-annual, annually. It's called an ROA. It's a return on investment, meaning you get a percentage of what you invested back into your pocket. It's called an ROA. She
Residual.
definitely get her ROA. Now, women, see, she seen the potential in him. Said, I'm gonna invest in you. And look what she got out of it. Now I know what y'all gonna say. He be cheating. But listen, at least if he cheating, look where they living.
Shit, she cheating too. She
It don't
was
matter. But
fucking
look
with
at it.
Floyd.
Even if he is a cheater, look, you live in a mansion. You know what I'm saying? Your kids is taken care of. Your kids ain't starving. The kids got bank accounts and clothes and they being raised right. You know what I'm saying? Sometimes you gotta invest in the man.
Yeah.
Sometimes you gotta invest in the right one, not these fake
Couch potato
rappers and
ass
all
nigga.
that. Yeah, not these fake ass rappers and fake whatever. No, I'm
Nigga,
talking.
T.I. was a fake ass rapper. What you talking about?
No, he wasn't.
Yes, he was.
That nigga
How?
was a fake ass rapper that got
How?
invested in
Bro, we
and
just
got
talked
on.
about it the last time we
Ti?
did the
Man,
show.
You
man, that
must ain't
old
seen that
slick ass.
video when he was 14 years old performing. That boy, hey, he was
That
gonna
shit
be a
corny.
star no matter what.
And his mom is a doctor, and his granddad is a lawyer, and his grandma's a doctor too. And he went to live. He was living with them. That nigga ain't no gangster ass nigga.
It don't matter.
That nigga,
The man
hey
got
man.
he's skilled. He's a skilled
T.I.
artist.
is a real rapper. He can really rap.
Right.
And he probably did a little bit of street stuff, but as much as he tried to portray that he was in them streets, that nigga was not in them streets like that.
That's a
That
fact.
nigga was a rapper. He got
I don't know because you know
videos
what?
of him being on talent shows and winning talent shows when he was like 15, nigga. T.I.
Look,
rapper for real.
Cy and the Madman will disagree you because he know them. They both from the same neighborhood. He
I'm
said he was
saying he
definitely in the
probably
street.
sold some drugs. I ain't disagreeing with that.
Yeah,
I said
he
he
was
probably
definitely in the
sold some
street.
drugs. He not no drug lord nigga. He a rapper
No,
first.
not drug lord. No.
Yeah, he a rapper first
James,
and did some little street shit like most of us have done.
James,
Yeah.
let me ask you a question. If I sold you an ounce of weed, if I sold you a dime of weed, right? And you tell Darius that I sold you a dime of weed, right? Don't that make me a known drug dealer?
Yeah.
Known?
Fact.
No.
Exactly.
That's not, you're not
Yes,
known.
it does.
One person don't mean you're known.
One nigga know you a known drug dealer.
Word of mouth, you told
Yes,
I
huh?
sold you
hell
weed.
no.
You told
Yes, huh?
Darius.
You giving
That
niggas
makes
too
me a
much
known
credit.
drug dealer.
Nope. That's what
That
I'm
makes me a
telling you.
known
That's how
drug
these
dealer.
rappers think.
No,
These
you
niggas,
can't sell
they
one
sell
bag
like
and be
2
like, I'm the
ounces
man.
and then they El Chapo.
No.
And then they
You
rap
can't,
about that shit their whole career.
you
Like
can't
he
sell
sold
one
2
bag and
ounces.
talk about I'm the man. No. You
Man,
can't do it.
T.I. ain't that. T.I. chump, man. He a chump, man.
Man, you know what you talking about. You tripping talking about he ain't no real rapper. You tripping.
No, he a real rapper, but I'm saying he ain't like the street shit and all that. T.I. is really a fucking rapper that needed somebody to financially put him in position to make it. It ain't like a
They all
rapper who
do.
really in the streets and got money and he put himself on. It wasn't one of them type of situations for real.
But shit,
And I ain't gonna
everybody
say
needs.
T.I. ain't have money like that, but he
None
ain't
of them
have
new
no
Atlanta rappers like that.
he ain't had that tiny money. He ain't had that R&B money. He ain't had that writing money that Tiny had at that point to
But
fund his career.
she also knew Jermaine Dupri. Didn't he produce that song with him, Killer Mike, and Bone Crusher? That was the first time we heard T.I. on a feature. That was I believe that was produced by Jermaine Dupri. which was Escape was signed to Jermaine Dupri. So even if she didn't put a lot of money behind it, he was connected.
But I'm saying that's it. Her money led to his connections. Her money and her being able to get them in the rooms where they needed to be is the connect. You know what I'm saying? She put that nigga on. He did the work. Don't get me wrong. T.I. did the work, rapped his ass off, put together some albums, toured, and did everything. Even whatever little street shit he was doing. But to make it seem as if this nigga was a drug lord that put himself on into the rap game.
I never said that, but he definitely was in the streets. But Jonathan tripping talking
Man,
about
he was not
worth more than him.
Do you not forget the last conversation we had about this bitch ass nigga T.I.? The nigga snitched on his dead cousin so he could beat a motherfucking charge. That nigga's a hoe ass nigga. I don't give a fuck what Cyan the madman talking about. That nigga's a chump, bruh. Fuck that nigga. Oh, scary ass nigga. You forget this the same nigga, how he talk about how he's so gangster, but he went down there and got his ass beat by Little Flip and they threw his ass out the motherfucking hood.
Hey,
we talking about that T.I.?
He was supposed to get his ass whooped. He went over there by himself.
Yeah, that ain't no street shit, bro. I ain't going to your motherfucking crib, nigga. I'm gonna catch you when I see you. But I ain't going to your crib, not to your project, not to your hood. Where you ain't got nobody down there, nigga. You a chump, bro. You stupid. You super sucker. He like these little young new ass kids. I'm gonna pull up. You gonna pull up, I'm gonna give you exactly what the fuck you asked for. Dumbass. Pull up at my motherfucking crib like you about to do some real shit.
He thought he was, but we gotta get back to the subject on this what is providing. That was good stuff though. So providing, tricking, simps. 3 different guys. Right? So women need to know how to identify the 3 different because they will. I've even talked to married women and say, I'll take a simp. They don't understand the simp is the most dangerous one because like you said, Jonathan, the simp might not even get anything out of you, right? But just to get a little bit of your attention, he's gonna spend, buy, do whatever. Then they don't realize the reason why he's so dangerous because he will tell you he care about your feelings. He might say he care about your kids, but he will stab you in the back. And if he's simping for you, he's simping for somebody else. Am I right or wrong? Because simps aren't loyal.
Right.
Look at Derek Jackson, right? Why would you want to be married to a man that panders to women all day? Because if he pander to you, he's going to pander to somebody else to get attention. There's no loyalty with simps. And I've read all the comments when I speak on this simp thing. Oh, you just mad because you can't do it. No, I could do it too. I could be a simp if I wanted to. I go spend some money just to have a conversation, but that's just plain damn stupid. I don't need to do that. Simps aren't loyal. They don't have your best interest at heart. Neither do tricks. But you got to learn how to identify who you're dealing with. But I believe the women don't care because they're still getting something out of him without doing anything. If I was a woman, I would too. I can't blame the women. We got to blame the men because they stupid enough to do it. We got to blame the men. We can't blame the women. If women was out here just spending money on us for no reason, I'm accept everything too. We can't be mad at the women. We got to be mad at the men because they keep doing it. And they make it hard for the real man out here. So that's my take on it. But y'all make sure y'all leave us a comment. We done talked about the simps, the tricks, the providers, what is providing, what is tricking, what is simping. And I hope by now y'all have an idea of actually what the difference is. You got anything else to add to it?
Nah, we covered everything. Like, you know what I'm saying? It just all depends on if people gonna really break, if people really gonna take heed to it. You know what I'm saying? But women gotta realize, like, you gonna get what you ask for. You want a trick ass nigga, you gonna get that. But it's shit that comes involved in that. Like Mr. James said, you know, if you want this rent paid, that bed is where you gonna get that rent paid at. And if that's what you want to do, no. You know what I'm saying? No harm, no foul. But stop saying, hey, niggas ain't no real niggas out here.
Right. It's pretty real niggas. They just not gonna simp and trick on you.
Yeah.
Right.
All right, but we out of here. Leave us a comment. Hit Show Podcast. Y'all see the ticker at the bottom. You want to support the Hit Show, money sign, Cash App, Hit Show Podcast, LLC. Subscribe to the YouTube channel, Hit Show Podcast. We got the reels on there. We got got some comedy on there. I'm about to have some interviews with Cyan the Madman on there. Watch his video with activist Tim Brown since it is Black History Month. All right. Support Black History Month. And we will see y'all this week, Wednesday, I believe, Wednesday or Thursday. Antoinette's going to be doing the Antoinette Beat Takeover. She does it every week. So be tuned in because she does a good job every week. She always has a special guest. Last week she had Trap Boy Mannequin, I think, on there. Shout out to him. Shout out to Rosemary Bay. She was just on with me and Antoinette. And she got her fuckboy free movement going on. She wrote a book and everything. I got to get her on Wednesday night, and we got to chop it up. And y'all holler at, when y'all get hungry, y'all holler at Chef Darius right there at the bottom when y'all get hungry. If you're in the Painesville area.
Yep.
All right. And Jonathan, what, they need to holler at you about anything? The ladies, who need to come holler at you down there in Columbus?
So nobody need to come holler at me. Y'all niggas want as long as y'all want niggas that's gonna be motherfucking buying y'all challengers and shit like that, y'all need to stick with them niggas.
Jonathan said, don't even speak to him. All right, we out. Oh, that was a good one. All right, y'all.